Hi friends! This video is going to be all over the place, and this is my second attempt at recording it because I got a phone call in the middle of the last attempt. So let me just jump in by saying I have a lot of videos in mind that I've been wanting to do, but this one is kind of at the top of my list just because I would like other parents to just see the struggle and understand and relate to me, because I know that there are a lot of parents who do. So basically, if you have followed our story, you do know that over the weekend we received a letter of denial for Nora's gait trainer. It is considered a luxury to have a gait trainer, apparently. Thank you, TRICARE, who has now made that very clear. And because my husband isn't active duty, we do not qualify for any other assistance through TRICARE to get this gait trainer. And so here we are, trying to figure out our other options, trying to reach out and speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people have reached out to me. I've spoken with some really sweet people who also know what this life is like and have been through this process, offering me words of advice, connecting me with foundations, connecting me with people who could answer my questions. And I just want to jump into that and start talking about how I'm feeling and what, I don't know our next step, but what our next step is, I guess. So like I said, I was contacted by a lot of people telling me to check out certain foundations. And as I was going through the process of reading and researching and checking out all of these foundations and all of these wonderful programs that offer grants to purchase medical equipment for special needs children, I got super overwhelmed. And it wasn't overwhelmed in the sense that, like, I can't do this right now, I don't want anything to do it. It was just overwhelmed in the sense that there were so many that I wasn't aware of, and so many of those also require a diagnosis, which is hard because, as you guys know, we don't have a diagnosis. So one woman in particular contacted me and stated that I should contact Shriners, and actually one of her family members was going to be Nora's sponsor, because you have to have a sponsor. And I don't know a whole lot about Shriners. I do know that it's a nonprofit organization that gets people medical care that they need that insurance denies, or you don't have insurance. And I think it's incredible. Insurance is expensive. A lot of people aren't covered appropriately. A lot of people need a lot of health care that they just can't afford. And I think it's amazing that there are places like this. As amazing as it is, and it gives us a little bit of hope, it also brings a ton of fear. So back almost 3 months ago, we saw Nora's neurologist, and we did the blood work to test her CPK levels and check her thyroid, which were indications. It could be an indication that she might have some sort of muscular dystrophy. All of her blood work came back completely normal, and that gave us this, like, peace of mind. That made us at peace. That made us, we hadn't even thought about pursuing more tests to figure out what's going on with Nora. And now we have the opportunity to go to a hospital who's willing to work with us on potentially getting us the medical equipment that we need, but in that process try to find a diagnosis for Nora if there is one. And a lot of you would be like, well, that's incredible, why don't you do it? Why don't you go through the process of finding a diagnosis? It's been 15 months, and as it's easy to say that, like I told my husband, I don't know if I'm ready to have a diagnosis for her or put her through finding a diagnosis. Now, there would be a lot of testing, there could be potential hospital stays, there could be just an overwhelming amount of testing, and I don't necessarily know if she needs it or if we want to put her through that. Like I said, we felt a sense of peace with our decision not to pursue a diagnosis, and then now here we are put in a situation to, if we want to get a medical equipment like a gait trainer or a walker, we have to have a diagnosis, and it's scary. It's really hard. I see her progressing. I see her doing things that a month ago she couldn't do. She's standing, she's pulling up on stuff. Yesterday she started cruising on the gate just like sidestepping to walk on it. And those are all really incredible things, but we still have such an uphill battle. Nora is at risk for breaking bones, tearing muscles, you know, harming her joints, having dislocations. And if we could have something like a gait trainer or a walker with a sling, our lives would be so much easier. I would feel better, Nora would feel better, she would have a sense of normalcy, and that is all I want for her, is to feel normal. You know, she's not to the point where she notices that she's different than other kids her age, because she only has one friend who's her age, and to her this is normal. She's never known a life without having complications, and that's sad. Like, as her mom, that's so sad to me that this is her normal and this is our normal, and there are equipment out there that can make things easier for you, but it's impossible to get it. And I just don't know the right thing to do at this point. I don't know if seeking help from Shriners is a good idea. I don't know if looking for more foundations that we could qualify for would be a better idea. I do know as of right now we don't qualify for Medicaid because we don't have a diagnosis. So Medicaid wouldn't help us out. We don't qualify for any assistance because we make too much money, which I don't understand the money bracket. We are a one-income family and there's 4 of us. 2 of us require significant amount of medical needs every month, and I just don't understand how the whole process works. I do work with a program called Capable Kids, and although they have been amazing and it's such a wonderful program, they've brought us toys, books, balls, like therapy balls for Nora to play with. They don't have anything to do with equipment that can be prescribed or covered by insurance, and for us it just can't be covered by our insurance. So right now I am in a really tough situation. Therapy hasn't been super helpful. They don't have equipment at our therapy office that we would need for this sort of thing to even be able to use it 3 days a week at therapy. So I just don't know. I don't know the next step for this. I never anticipated that it would be this hard to get something like a gait trainer, and when I did call insurance and asking them to explain everything to me, they were like, let me read you your case notes. And she read me the case notes, and I was really confused because they say stuff like Nora will be delayed, she will be wheelchair bound, she will never have a normal life, and all of these things I'm hearing for the first time brings me back to like where I was emotionally 6 months ago, worrying that I didn't know if my kid was going to live very long, and having these fears as her mom of the what ifs and the unknown. And then when the woman read that to me, I was like, those are not accurate at all. Nora is not wheelchair bound. No one has ever said to me that she needed a wheelchair. And I said, but even with those case notes saying she's wheelchair bound, we still wouldn't get a piece of equipment like a gait trainer. And she said, no, we just don't cover it for the insurance that you have. And it's just hard. It is so hard to believe that we live in a world that has all of these amazing things to offer, and you can get this close to them and then it gets ripped away from you like that. And it's even harder when it's your kid who can't do anything for herself, who can't fight for herself, who can't tell us what's wrong. And this has just made this process that much harder. And like I said, I'm not really sure where to go from here, but I'm sure we will figure it out, and we will do the best that we can for Nora. But I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on what I was thinking and my thought process so far. So yeah, if you like our videos and want to see more updates, please subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to start posting more videos, especially this process, just to bring awareness to what goes on as a parent of special needs child. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks.